So, welcome to the Bitter Knitters podcast. It is Wednesday, January 30th, 2019. We are the Bitter Knitters. My name is Jacqueline. Arthur's here.
Hey.
I forgot that we were going live and I was about to go like web surfing. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not very professional right now. So, we had the big snowmageddon.
Yeah.
On Monday when Arthur and I were here, it was snowing. Now he didn't get much snow. Did you end up getting a lot, or?
Yeah, we got a fair bit. Like again, not as much as they were calling for, but
yeah,
it definitely fucking snowed. That's for sure.
Oh gosh, I went out twice on Monday and through that at like 2:30 and then again at 9 and cleared the driveway. Yeah. Oh my gosh, on Tuesday morning, and it had blown, so it was like between my car and the bush where I park. Oh, the snow was up to my hip. And then I had to clean my car off before I could even clear. Why am I going to clear the thing and then I have to shovel again? Oh my gosh.
No, the snow drifts are pretty they're crazy.
Yeah, it was brutal. I lucked out because I just have a little snow thrower. So it's not super strong, but it's enough for light snow. And it did most of the driveway, but at the end where the cloud come and, blocked up the end, it was like no. And so my neighbor saw me and he came over and cleared out the end for me with his big snowblower, so that was nice.
Yeah, no, the plow covering your driveway is like the worst fucking part.
Normally they clear it out pretty good, but I guess that guy was busy and had to go to other streets or something, because they have the guy that follows behind the plow and scoops out your driveway.
Yeah,
you guys have that? Oh yeah, we have this little machine, and he's like in a little tractor behind the plow, and he comes in with this like little thing, and he scoops it out and drops it beside your yard, right?
Yeah, that's not my truth.
I guess that's where the Toronto tax dollars are going, right?
Yeah, that's definitely not in my fucking wheelhouse.
When's Doug Ford gonna take those away?
Yeah, right. Didn't Oshawa piss him off at one point? Like, can he get some revenge on me? Fuck, man.
Yeah, so I mean, snow was bad. I just saw that apparently one of those indoor golf courses in Scarborough with like the domes, those collapsed from the weight of the snow and the wind. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, not surprising. I don't think anybody was hurt, so that's good news. But and now the polar vortex has come down, and it's going to make it really cold down in America. And they're closing the schools in Kentucky. Right? That's what the school boards all want to do, close the school. And their governor, Mike Bevin, I believe his name is. I have a friend who's from Kentucky, and she's always posting like really like all these things about him. And he does not seem like a very good governor. I would not want him to be my governor. He said anybody who couldn't go to school is a wimp because it's cold.
I mean, I kind of get that. You know what I mean? Like, I would not go to school sometimes based off of the cold, like just sheer cold. But that was when it was like literally -40, -50.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, at that same point though, like I'm Canadian. This is my life. Like it happens here once a year. Like it's getting cold.
My only thing about this is now in Kentucky, it's a lot more rural. We're not talking about in like Lexington or Louisville. A lot more rural, and a lot of people have to rely on the bus or to walk to school. And I mean, they're not used to the cold weather that we are.
Yeah.
When they get like -35, that's it may as well be like -5,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I saw Al Roker basically called him an idiot. America's, weatherman.
Didn't he poop himself on TV?
At the White House, he told the story.
Yeah, fucking guy. But no, I don't know. Like I get it. I mean, I get it. It's cold. It's the type of cold out right now where it hurts to breathe.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine being from a climate where that's not my once a year norm. You know what I mean? Like I'm used to it. Like it's not. It doesn't shake me. I fucking begrudgingly I'll bitch about it.
Yeah, nobody likes it unless you're a weirdo. Like I go out there and I'm like, I fucking hate the cold.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, it's not enough to make me move to Florida. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
So
I don't think there's anything on earth that would make me move to Florida. And I like cocaine. You know what I mean? So like you'd think that would be the fucking selling point, but nope. I'm fucking
No, that is not happening. But then, and there's another story that, I mean, we don't really have to talk much about that. But yeah, it's cold in the States. I'm seeing pictures of, you know, the Chicago River froze up and I had to break the ice, and the lady with the frozen eyelashes and eyebrows and that sort of thing.
Yeah, some people get it. Like I mean, it sucks. It fucking sucks, but it's just it is what it is.
It is. It's winter, and I mean, expect more of this shit. Climate change, people. You know.
But fucking Uncle Donnie told me that it doesn't exist because it's cold.
I know. Well, he believes a lot of things don't exist, right? Like nuclear arsenals in North Korea. So
fucking human rights.
So Bevan is also in the news for another story, which I just loved. So we all remember this horrible Kim Davis, who was the county clerk in Kentucky that refused to issue licenses to same-sex couples.
Yeah.
And she got sued and she went to court and she, there was a lot of legal fees racked up. And she, back in November when they just had their election, she lost her job because that's an elected spot. So, she's now saying that the government, the state should pay for her legal fees. Now, Matt Bevan, that's his name. Matt Bevan, he supported her.
Yeah.
He thought she should do that. And he's a very religious guy. So he was on her side. But his lawyers, they're saying no, Kim Davis has to pay her legal fees. $225,000. So good, bitch.
Yeah,
good.
Why don't you get the church to fucking pay for it?
Set up a GoFundMe.
There it is. Send her on that collection, bitch. Ask for some tithes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Exactly. Like, I no sympathy. Like,
I hate
that kind of stuff. I hate the people that think that they have that kind of right to drag something like on your own behalf too. Like it's just you being a fucking ass clown, and then have the audacity to be like, "Well, I want my fucking legal fees paid." No.
Well, especially in this situation, like you know what I mean. Like we talked briefly about. Like a bakery that refuses to serve a gay couple. That's their own private business. This woman is working in a government position as a public employee, and she has to, I mean, if the law says that a same-sex couple can get married, she has to. She's legally compelled.
Right, exactly. Like
a license to that couple, whether she agrees with it or not. Quit then. Yeah. Quit and go pray for all their souls.
Right, exactly. Or get that fucking church that you're so vehemently defending to fucking pay for your legal fees. See how much they actually, how much their compassion for their fellow man it runs,
Yeah.
Because they don't give a fuck about you.
So I'll be looking forward to when she, she issues her bankruptcy decree, and it couldn't have happened. And then the sick thing about this woman, by the way, I mean, I know this is old news, but she went on about how the sanctity of marriage and a man and a woman.
Yeah.
This woman's been married 3 times, and she had a baby when she was married to her 3rd husband by her 2nd husband. She got married to her 3rd husband, cheated on him with her 2nd husband, and got knocked up by him.
Yeah, but that was Satan. That was the work of the devil. We can't hold her accountable for that.
So screw her. Let's talk about a nice little story. I kind of like this story because I think it's a smart and kind of creative way to get these small towns growing. So, there's a lot of stagnation in these small towns. Yeah. People are leaving and they're going to the city. So there's a little village in New Brunswick. It's called McAdam. It's south of Fredericton, and they only had 1,250 people. It's not a lot of tax money coming in. Population's not growing. Kids are probably leaving as they get older. So they came up with a really smart idea. They sold off plots of land for $1 a piece. Now, along with this, if you got sold the land, you had to agree to build a certain size house for a certain amount of money within a certain amount of time. Right.
Okay.
So they sold off 11. Mm-hmm. They announced it in November. They sold off 11. That's going to start. They're going to all be building their residences starting in the summertime. It's a combination of retirees and young families. So, I mean, good for them. That's smart.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, who the fuck wouldn't jump on a fucking plot of land for $1 though?
Exactly. I mean, if you have even a little bit of money put away, there's your retirement home, there's your summer home, there's your Airbnb, whatever you want to do with it,
You can buy one of those shipping containers for $2,500 brand new. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For under 10 grand, you got yourself a pretty fucking swanky place.
Yeah.
Right on.
And let me tell you, that's kind of like a desert of Airbnbs, actually New Brunswick, other than Fredericton and St. John and that, because I was looking at Airbnbs and there's nothing.
Well, that's because that's New Brunswick's fucking provincial motto. There is fucking nothing.
Nothing but highways and logging.
Yeah, there's nothing. You might see a moose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did see in New Brunswick actually.
Yeah, you might see a moose, but other than that,
it's beautiful there. But yeah, there's not.
There's
much.
Nothing. There's literally nothing. So even for because I heard about this too. And I was thinking, I'm like, I'd jump on that. And then I'm like, no, I wouldn't, because then I'd have to fucking spend time in New Brunswick, and that's just not.
I liked it there. You know what? It was boring, but I think if I had, you know, like I was in a small town and I was in St. John.
Yeah.
So the small town, I mean, once you're in it, if you don't have any friends or anybody to hang out with, what else are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, it was fairly boring. But it was pretty. You know, we went for a walk and there was like just a field of fireflies. I'd never seen that in my life. I was like, what? Yeah, it was beautiful. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't spend 2 weeks there. I'd be bored.
No,
you know,
can't do it.
Yeah. My mother-in-law goes down every year and visits Scott's family and stays there, and they go usually across the border and shop. That's their big thing.
Yeah.
So they're like 5 minutes from the border. So, but I mean, like, that's a smart way to, you know, at least they're bringing some. It's the first time their economy, their population has grown, from outside. So good for them.
It makes sense. All the young kids are leaving the East Coast. Like, no one's sticking around, and if they are, they're not the kind of people you want sticking around.
Well, that's the problem, because I mean, despite having some really good universities down there, there's not a lot of options once you finish university.
No.
You know, and I mean, even if say you're a doctor or a nurse, it's like, you know, underfunded and you know.
Yeah, exactly.
What jobs are you gonna do?
Right.
So. I meant to talk about this when we were talking about Snowmageddon that happened. Did you hear this story about the women fighting in Guelph?
No, can't say I have.
Okay, so they're in an apartment complex and they're digging their cars out from the snow. A 61-year-old and a 71-year-old lady. I guess they didn't like how each other was clearing the snow and where they were putting the snow. So they got into a fight with their shovels. And literally the 61-year-old lady bashed the 71-year-old lady over the head to the point she has a cut on her cheek and bruising on her wrists.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, people are crazy.
I'm not that surprised. The amount of fucking videos I see online of the elderly just beating the shit out of each other. I mean, it would shock most people.
Really? I mean, I expect them in an old age home where people have dementia.
It's just, you know, like, you kind of think like these patriarchal or matriarchal figures of their families just go for so long.
Nice, sweet, gentle little old ladies.
Well, not even.
Right?
Like, their word is the law, right? Like, you don't say nothing against Gran or fucking
whatever.
Oh,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
So, like, once they meet another fucking, you know, hard-knitted fucking bitch out there in the nursing home streets and their heads fucking butt, they start, you know, poking each other with crochet needles, fucking just shanking each other.
Oh my gosh.
And then the dudes start fighting over, you know, fucking weird geriatric sex.
But, you know, I almost got into a fight at a bingo hall, so I can definitely see it. And I was like young, it was like just after my dad died, and I was talking too loud in the bingo hall. A lady wanted to fight me.
Yeah, like that's my crackpot theory. I am fucking guaranteed wrong, but that's what I fucking view it as.
Well, it makes sense because you're right? Like, you know, my word is the law. I've been, you know,
like I think we'd be hard pressed to find anybody in their life that didn't have either a patriarchal or matriarchal figure in their family that was like that, where you just didn't argue their word, even how fucking wrong and racist or whatever the fuck it may have been. You just like, well, no,
I never really had that because my mom is like kind of very non-confrontational and pretty much a wuss. So
yeah,
never really did that. I guess that was me in the family as the bitch.
So you'll be the one throwing down in the nursing home.
Probably, because I don't like shit. I get angry very easily, so that's a problem.
I mean, I don't know if it was real. I just read the headline and just kept scrolling because it was funny. But I seen some shit about a nursing home, like the I'm just gonna call them inhabitants of the nursing home were running a fucking fight club.
No.
Yeah, they were just beating the fucking shit out of each other.
Fun, or were they making money or like going viral? What were they?
They're probably betting on it, but yeah.
God.
I mean, again, I'm hoping that's not true.
Rampy boxing.
Yeah, but yeah, just fucking. They were in Vietnam and they fucking loved it and they miss it, so they're just like, fuck it.
That's insane. Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Like, so again, I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't fucking read the article. I just seen it and laughed.
Yeah.
I was like, that's too funny. I don't even care if it's real or not. Just the thought of that being something in the world, fucking geriatric fight club, just it makes me happy.
I bet you there's YouTube videos of it.
Oh, guaranteed there's
somewhere.
YouTube videos of everything.
Yeah, there really is. On the dark web.
Oh, you don't have to go to the dark web. like, I use this one as an example a lot. Like whenever I'm talking to Liz about just the stupid shit I watch, and I'll always say like I mean this is true. I watched a video of a Brazilian prisoner in jail, obviously, where his cellmates cut his fingers off and made him eat them before they fucking killed him, and like. I mean, it was just there on the internet. Like, I didn't have to look for it. I didn't have to go to any, like, seedy fucking place. Like, it scrolled across, like, my Facebook or my Reddit or some shit.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
how do you have a camera?
Well, fuck, it's Brazilian prison. I don't even want to get into, like...
Yeah, I guess they run the gangs and the prisons, right?
I don't even call those prisons, but yeah, like, you don't have to go far or deep to find that shit. Like, the whole dark web thing to me is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because, like, I literally just see people post this kind of shit on fucking Facebook.
Some videos I see people are I don't even click them because I'm just like, that's not for me. So I just keep scrolling.
I'm fucked in my head though. So like, my curiosity is always going to get the best of me. Like I like
to watch the near misses from like Russia, like car accidents.
Oh yeah.
Near misses. I don't want to see anybody getting like flattened and turned into a pancake splatter. But like the near misses are like, whoa. I don't mind those, but I don't. Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking harrowing to see one of those. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like a trope nowadays. You know what I mean? Where people are like, oh, the dark web. Oh, the dark web.
Where the dark web.
The dark web's really only nothing but fucking nerds saying edgy fucking nerd shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can probably buy somebody I know's credit card information, but that's fucking few and far between.
Everything I know about the dark web, I learned from Criminal Minds. So exactly. I believe that there's like human slave auctions constantly on the dark web and child pornography.
Yeah. Oh, and that's true. Like that's an absolute fact. Like there is some human trafficking, and 100% child pornography is kept in and around those pages.
Yeah.
But, I mean, most of it is actually like medical papers and journals and shit that like college students or university students have written. Oh. Like it's actually more boring than what people give it. But yeah, because of like Criminal Minds or the news just sensationalizing it. Yeah. It's like this big fucking scary thing.
Yeah, well, I'm scared of it. I'll admit to it.
Yeah, there's no point.
Because I'm scared to go on there and like accidentally click child pornography and then like this is knocking on my door. Like I'm not down for that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to buy a man. Like I wasn't trying to look at kids.
I wasn't trying to get a kid.
Yeah, I want to buy a cheap
I really need somebody to shovel my driveway for me. It's getting ridiculous.
For a cheap kilo of cocaine and a fucking slave, man. That's it. Like fuck, I swear to God, that's all I wanted.
I would have fed him.
Yeah. I mean, indentured servant's more fucking akin to what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So let's have an update. Now, this is a story we talked about many, many times, and you and I both kind of came to the consensus that we would never know a motive in this, and I think this is what the FBI has come to say. The Las Vegas shooter happened in 2017. Killed the most people in a single shooting event in America's history, as far as I know. And they cannot find a motive. He left nothing. He left no
manifesto,
reason.
Nothing.
And links, no computer links to lead them to anything. So they have no reason.
As far as I've heard about anything like solid about like what like his motives, it wasn't even a motive. It was just I think it was his brother said that years ago he apparently talked about this and just said he was going to do it one of these days.
Really? He just wanted to kill
he just knew it was an inevitability that at one point in time like he was going to go on a fucking murderous rampage. Now again, I don't know if that's true. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah. And I'm sure the victims were just a mean of, just convenience. Get up into the hotel where there's a whole bunch of people and they're kind of walled in by that fence.
Yeah, they're faceless. You're not interacting with them. There's no
pond.
Right? Because that's another big thing, right? Is the whole lack of human connection in these types of.
Really? I mean, other than like, using his sniper scope to see an actual person, it's not the same. Even like to go into like a school, you're going to see something a lot closer.
Oh, yeah.
And see their emotions and their fear and their horror and stuff like that. Whereas this guy's kind of,
their name is face. They're like they're meat sims. You know what I mean? Like they don't exist at that moment in time to people, which is, I mean, it's fucking crazy to think.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's true. Like you go up to the top of a skyscraper and you look down and you see the people. You go, oh, they look like ants. You're emotionally removed from these people, though. You know what I mean? Like you could probably see somebody get smoked by a fucking car from that like perspective and not really understand the you know what I mean, like and that's a regular adjusted human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're a little fucking psychotic, like, yeah, you know,
you're looking for shit like that.
Right?
Yeah. Although I do partly blame Toby Keith because I believe he was on stage and, you know.
Oh, it wasn't Toby Keith, but I like where you're going with that.
What was it? Who was it? Was it not Toby Keith?
No, it's someone like popular now, I think. But like,
I thought it was the one that cheated on his wife with the girl that was on American Idol, and then he ran off stage when the shooting happened and didn't tell his pregnant girlfriend. But it definitely was Toby Keith. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it was him.
Okay, but
because he's the one that did that like "Where'd My America Go" song, right? Like he did that. Like,
I know he did "Red Solo Cup."
I don't know. Again, I don't know country music artists. Like that's
I don't know a lot.
Like I have no.
I know Kenny Chesney because he's the one who married Renee Zellweger and she divorced him for fraud, which means he's a closet gay. And I mean, Conway Twitty.
Yeah, Conway Twitty. Yeah, I know. I definitely know some Conway Twitty.
Like that's my country.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I still listen to Conway Twitty, okay? Like, I'm not dissing him. I love Conway Twitty.
I mean, I don't think... I think people hoped, but I don't think anybody, like, actually thought we'd ever know anything about this.
Yeah, I think very quickly we realized we weren't. Yeah, because, like I said, there was nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Like, it just had the feel of that, like, just of a fucking terrible fucking thing that we'll never have any fucking answers for. Almost like fucking like a cult suicide kind of deal, right? Like where you're just left hanging. Like we have no fucking clue what nobody has any clue except for this dude, and he's fucking dead. You know, so fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, it is, and that's almost in some ways more chilling. Yeah. But I mean, at least if you know someone's like, okay, well, they're mentally ill, or maybe they were recruited by ISIS, or you know, whatever their reason being. Maybe they just hated their school because they were bullied. You know, whatever. They're closet homosexuals. Sorry, I cannot speak today. You know, whatever their reason being. You know, this guy you don't know other than maybe he was just a killer waiting to happen, and that's that.
Yeah, I mean,
scarier.
It's got to be. It has to be a thing. You know what I mean? Like, not all.
How do you predict that? Other than like his brother knowing maybe?
Yeah.
How do you predict that?
You don't.
Because it wasn't like he was, you know, a guy out there, as far as we know, woman beating or fighting random people in the street or attacking people at his workplace, and you know. No,
just some fucking dude. Just some dude. Which again is a fucking pretty freaky part when you think about it. Like it was just
we're all just some dude or dudette, right?
Like we're all just some fucking person, some piece of shit that's capable of doing atrocious things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah, it really is. Like it really fucking is.
And we'll never know, and that's that. I guess that'll be a mystery, you know. That add that to D.B. Cooper and who killed Kennedy and all these kind of things. People will never know.
See, I don't think this one will ever hold that true, though.
No,
like you know what I mean? Because
I don't think there's conspiracy with it.
No,
like that.
Oh, there absolutely has to be. I mean, whether or not these conspiracies have gained any traction online, I should look into that shit.
There probably is.
Because there's probably some fucking crazy fucking people out there.
He's probably. I think I remember at the beginning. Wasn't that a false flag by Obama to get Hillary elected or some shit? And get the guns away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking given though. Like that's their go-to. You know what I mean? Like anything that happens immediately, it's false flag. They want my guns.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, again, like as horrible as it is, me laughing at a tragedy, but that's nothing.
Yeah.
But I definitely
have to laugh at a tragedy. I'm not laughing at the victims. You're laughing at the, the absurdity of it.
Yeah, and that's regularly what it is, right? It's just the absurdity that some fucking individual carried that out. But I mean, I do kind of get a kick out of when shit like this happens, and then I go online and see these just crackpot people spewing their crackpot bullshit. Like, I don't know. It warms me a little bit.
Well, let's talk about something I know there's going to be conspiracy talk about. I actually feel like I've got some conspiracy talk brewing in me over this story. So this is the story of Jussie Smollet. So this is an actor. He's on Empire. He's an out gay man. A few days ago or last week, he received a threatening letter to, I guess the production company got it, basically calling him a black F word and that they were going to kill him. They boosted security on the Empire set. He didn't want any extra security. He said, no, I don't need it outside of the set. He arrived in Chicago to film. got to his apartment after getting off the plane, decided he was hungry, went to the local Subway, ate his sandwich, and when he left, he says, now this is, I'm going to say the official statement that we're hearing. He said he was attacked by 2 masked men wearing, I don't know why you'd have a mask and then your MAGA caps on, but he's wearing MAGA caps. They beat him, put a rope around his neck, poured bleach on him, and told him basically die, F word.
Yeah. There's also something said about them chanting, "This is Trump's country."
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. So he then says he got up and went to his back to his apartment, called his agent or manager. They showed up. They then called the police, took him to the hospital. Yeah, now he's out. He's released. He's going to have security from now on. But I'm kind of, they can't find any evidence of this on any cameras. So you're talking about a very well CCTV neighborhood. And all they can see is Jussie walking around. They can't see any attack or any suspicious people. I'm almost wondering, and this is where conspiracy comes in. Do you think it was a bad grinder day?
That, or I personally thought drug deal gone wrong.
Maybe drug deal. Yeah.
But yeah, there's no truth to this story at all.
I don't think so either. I think he's trying to cover up for something shady he was up to. Yeah, if he was on a grinder date that went bad, he should just own it. Be like, look, I'm a single man. I can be on a grinder date. Right.
Do whatever the fuck you want, bro. No one cares. This just comes off as like one of these like progressives' wet dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, everybody's falling for it. That's why I haven't shared this, because I'm not sure I'm falling for this yet.
No, I don't believe it one fucking bit. Like,
now, if this is a hate crime, let's get these guys. Let's prosecute them. Let's get them off the street. If it's not, sorry, Jussie, you should go to jail for making a false statement like this.
100%. Hate crime hoaxes have to be fucking taken serious, and
absolutely.
It's disgusting that they're not. Like, it's so fucking disgusting. And I am sick and tired of the, oh, well, it started a conversation line. Suck my fucking dick.
No.
Like, this shit is not fucking cool.
Things worse. You cannot create hate crimes because it's just feeding fuel to the fire.
Exactly.
We can't all get along if we're lying about, you know.
I said this shit. I said there was going to be a spike in this stuff when we first started doing the show, and we were having one of our talks about fucking, you know, the racial climate right now.
Yeah.
And I was saying how we are going to have a fucking influx of fake hate crimes because people can't find this boogeyman that's everywhere, apparently.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not saying that there's not fucking racists out there, or that there's not people
there
out
is.
there doing
we're seeing stories where people are
disgusting fucking stuff. I'm not fucking denying that.
Yeah.
But the frequency in which it's claimed that these events happen doesn't exist in the real world, and now you have shit like this being fabricated, and there's nothing that's going to convince me this isn't real
yet until I see some proof. Something just not sitting right with me. I really am the kind of person that believes and trusts my gut. When the whole thing with Covington High School came out last week, I didn't share anything. I didn't comment on it because something didn't seem right to me. And yeah, and I'm kind of feeling the same way. I really do believe in trusting my gut. And at this point, I'm not sure. I like this guy. I like his character. I like his singing. I think he's a talented actor. But I'm not blind to, you know, people are fallible and make mistakes and do stupid shit.
Exactly. But again, though, I just, if it happened.
Really I mean, if you're really a hate crime, don't you think you'd have more than just a cut?
Well, I mean, that depends on what your definition of hate crime is to me, you know what I mean?
Like if there are 2 guys are attacking you, like, I mean, he's got a fractured rib too. I should say that. He also has a fractured rib. So I mean, getting kicked in the ribs or something. But.
So if I'm supposed to believe that this guy was essentially stalked, like they fucking sent shit to his fucking work saying we're gonna kill you and blah 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 blah, and all they did was fucking rough you up a little bit? No.
Yeah.
Why would I, a fucking angry racist, who just everything about me is violent, like everything
targeting him to the point you're going out in the middle of a freezing cold polar vortex.
I'm picking you, and I know that you're, you know what I mean? Like I'm fucking stalking and following you, and all I'm going to do is like break your rib. No, I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking skull into the road. You know what I mean?
Like no teeth or something. Like I just can't imagine somebody that filled with hate to the point that you're driving around at 4:00 in the morning.
Right? Yeah. Like that's not something that exists. Like
it seems very strange to me, and I think the letter was genuine.
Yeah, probably.
And
you're
I think
a fucking celebrity.
Seized on this opportunity as maybe the possible excuse as to why he did get attacked.
Like I'm not going to say that you deserve it because you're a celebrity, but you're a fucking celebrity, and this is what happens when you achieve celebrity, the crazy, like you're visible to every insane person on earth. Like every fucking person with any type of obsessive fucking disorder can see you and they can obsess over you.
And he tweeted he just got off the plane. So there's part of that story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, oh, now he's back in Chicago. If you know the area where he lives, possibly because you've staked him out or something.
Yeah.
But I said, my gut's not telling me. I hope I'm proved wrong because I don't want this to be a fake hate crime. I don't like those.
No, it's disgusting because again, like everything else like this, like I mean, it's like people don't remember the boy that cried wolf, you know?
Yes.
Like you ruin it for everyone else, like victims of actual fucking abuse and hate crimes and what have you with this shit. Because now when I hear of a similar thing, I might go, no.
That's my worry. That's the thing. You know, like we've had a couple places where, you know, say a Muslim girl said, oh, I was attacked and they pulled off my hijab. And then you found out that didn't really happen. Or when somebody scrawled anti-Semitic things on a synagogue and they found out that was done by an actual person who attended the synagogue. And it's like, you know, like do that because now when say Jussie Smollet has been attacked possibly, and I'm saying I don't really believe it. And I want to believe when someone is attacked, I want to believe the victim.
Yeah.
But now I'm questioning whether he was really a victim because it's like, you know.
Oh, I get it. And and I understand like most people, I mean, I know most people aren't me, but they're too scared to say that. They're too scared to be like, well, you know, I don't actually think, because if you piss off the fucking court of public opinion, your life could potentially be fucking ruined, right?
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, it's a scary thing to say out loud. Like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to become across as racist or homophobic. I like the guy. Yeah. Like I said, I really hope he was hate crimes.
Hate crime. Yeah, right? So, like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But, like, whereas, I don't have that fucking care. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. So I'll say it flat out. And I don't believe this in the least. Like, not fucking at all. This guy has just drank the fucking BLM Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Like, where as a black man, he is just oppressed 24/7. He's never saw a fucking real boogeyman, so he invented one to fucking fit his narrative.
Or he's using it as an excuse to cover up some shady shit. Get him into trouble.
And again, let's face it, a racist boogeyman, like a fucking racist accosting a poor fucking innocent black man on the streets of America right now is very hot, and it'll have a lot of people turn their fucking
public
faces.
Opinion on your side.
Exactly. Boom. And they're already there. It's an automatic. You have to be on their side, because if you're not, then you're a fucking racist, right? Yeah. So like it sucks. Like, it sucks to be in my position where, like, I do take the position of, like, immediately when I hear about this type of shit, I go, no. You know what I mean? Because I get called the racist constantly for it. And it's like, well, no, I just don't believe it. And I'll lay it out to you why I don't. You're the kind of person
that wants to see facts. And I get that. I understand that.
Again, I know there's fucking skinheads and Klan members in the U.S. And in Canada. I know this for 100% fact.
You know them personally. Yeah.
Right? Exactly. But I still don't believe that it's this big fucking swastika wearing boogeyman out there that I keep hearing about. Yeah. Like, I can't, especially with, you know, all the fucking hate crimes especially that I've seen in the last 3 years be proven as hoaxes.
Yeah, a lot of them are,
you know what I mean?
Not true.
I was here in, I think, Montreal not that long ago. A bunch of swastikas appeared on a fairly predominant black school in Montreal, and you know, everyone got up in arms, fucking, you know, goddamn, the Nazis are back, and blah 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 blah. And then they had video of the young black male doing it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like right there, you just cried wolf. Yeah, it was something that you really shouldn't be crying wolf over, because like, you know, some people are trying to fix this. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out there trying to write this shit right now, and this is not helping.
Well, and this is the problem. If you want people to really help your cause and see that there's racism, you can't fabricate it.
You can't fabricate it.
Because then we're going to dismiss it all and be like, oh, you're just looking for attention.
Exactly. So the people that already have their backs up against the wall with this kind of stuff that are denying any of it, right? Because you do have those people.
They get to hold this up with a...
There it is. They now get to championship this. Yeah. So where you can point to an actual fucking verified account of like just abhorrent racism. Yeah. And then go, well, look at this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I understand that whataboutisms are not a valid argument, but like 98% of the fucking world, that's their go-to. So just shut up and fucking accept it.
But that's the exact problem, is when we fabricate stories, you know, especially when it comes to like hate or sexual assault or, you know, any kind of transphobia, any of these things, we're setting the mission back, you know?
You really are. You really are. You know, I know tons of what I would consider level-headed, you know, logical thinking individuals that this type of stuff enrages them. And I've seen them go off on some shit where it's like, man, that's fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's some stuff. Like, you shouldn't be saying this shit, but I kind of understand why you're so angry.
Because we don't want our, I don't want to say our emotions, but we don't want that kind of played with and toyed with and used as like a puppet string. You know what I mean? Like, that's a horrible thing to do to people. Like, you know, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, poor I mean, I don't want to use Jussie Smollet because we don't know. There's no truth to this shit. We have no idea. But like, you know, just like anything, like use the synagogue or the black school in Montreal, like you said. You know, oh, this poor school, they're being attacked. There's racism all around them. And while there genuinely might be racism, people might be walking by and yelling the N-word at them and telling them to go back to their own countries or whatever. We don't see that now because we're like, oh, this kid made up a lie. And, you know, what's going on there.
Exactly. And like, I'll say it flat out. Like, I dismiss stuff like that solely because of the shit where I'm just like, I don't care anymore. Like, you had your one, and no offense, but you fucking squandered it because you were looking for something that doesn't. And
it's all over. That's the thing. Like, you can watch any YouTube video where, oh, okay, someone's sitting on the bus and somebody starts calling them the N-word or starts calling them, you know, trying to tell them to go back to their own country. It happens all the freaking time. You don't need to fabricate it. That stuff is happening. Now, there might not be vandalisms constantly, but there's definitely hate out in the world that we can document and denounce.
Absolutely. Like, there is an abundance of actual real world fucking hate, you know what I mean? But like but if it doesn't affect certain people that believe that it should or whatever the fuck it is, you know, you get this type of shit.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing.
It sucks.
So I'll be watching this story because I'm really invested in it. I just really hope I'm proven wrong. I really, really am, because I don't want to have to.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, I hear you, but I
don't know if I'll be proven wrong, but I'm hoping I am.
I don't think you will. Like, I'm sorry. This is not. I'm not even sorry. This has fucking hate crime hoax written all fucking over it.
It feels that way. That's the horrible part. That I'm like, that's where I am in the world. Like, you know, I'm like one of the most liberal people we know. I'm a soft touch. You know what I mean? But I'm not a fool.
See, but that's the thing. Like, this is something that shouldn't be a liberal, Republican, conservative fucking talking point. This is something that we should all, like, every single one of us, not accept. Like, not accept. And that's what I mean by the go fuck yourself with the, oh, it started a conversation bullshit. Like, literally suck my fucking dick. Because this is not doing anybody any fucking favors. Like, it's ruining everything. How can I fucking care about things I should care about when I'm siding with known liars? You know what I mean?
That's the problem.
I can't do that. I can't sit there and have a known liar while I'm trying to argue.
This is kind of the problem. We've talked about Black Lives Matter here in Canada. And you and I, we kind of see a distinction between the American and the Canadian. Like, we know in America that they have a lot of valid concerns.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying there's not racism towards Black people from the cops in Canada. We get it. There is. But I don't think we have the level of attack on young Black men and women like there is in America.
No,
and for somebody to kind of do this and maybe to move along the Black Lives Matter agenda is very upsetting, because how do you side with them? You're just like, no, they're being irrational and they're creating bullshit.
Like, I already have a hard time siding with most of their arguments, and I'm talking about the TO side, not the American side. But you know, I'm already struggling with agreeing with a lot of what they're saying, just because a lot of what they're saying is just anti-me, and I like me. So you know what I mean? Of course, I'm going to be a little combative about that shit. But you know, and then you throw in lying, and then I'm out. I'm like, fuck you. Like, I can't. I can't have a known thief question my morality. You know what I mean? It's not fucking happening. It's not happening.
And it's upsetting because, you know, you and I we're not. How many times you say we're not monsters, we're not racist. We don't like, you know, we like many different peoples of many different types of colors and races and sexes and creeds.
I like and hate you all the fucking same. Like, literally, like, I'm not going to hate you.
We want you to come and prosper in our country. We want you to, you know, live the Canadian dream, whatever that can be. You know, we don't want to have to, you know, you to feel like you're being oppressed. And It's sad if you're creating oppression that's not there when there could totally be real oppression.
Right.
Let's point a light on that stuff and then that stuff and stop worrying about the stupid shit that doesn't matter.
Fucking serious.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about a story. I don't know what to think about this story because we're talking about one of the most powerful men in America. We're talking about the National Security Advisor, John Bolton. Okay. So he works for Trump.
Yeah.
He, he does all this security stuff. I don't even know what the job does. He goes around and does security stuff, right?
Okay.
So he did a press conference. Now, this is the whole point. I don't even care what the whole thing was about. He did a press conference where they're talking about the situation in Venezuela.
Yeah.
He's holding a yellow notepad, and there's only one sentence written on the notepad. It is 5,000 troops to Venezuela. And he has it in his arms where the whole press can see it, film it, take pictures, comment, and it's written very large in black marker, like, larger than you would normally write something on a yellow lined piece of paper. Troll?
Oh, he did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. He was that's a little bit of dick measuring going on right there. Like, because again, Russia has said and China has said, and I think North Koreans have even said something about the U.S. needs to stay out of there, right? Because they all have their interests in there.
Yeah, and the
Cuba
US
the same way.
They're backing this
new
guy
one.
who's claiming he's the president.
Yeah, hey, fucking hey! It's the only way to get rid of Maduro, so let's fucking go for it. I definitely don't think. I mean, I don't understand how anybody could side with a fucking regime that women can't even get fucking hygiene products. You know what I mean? Like you can't side.
Venezuela was one of the richest countries in South America. Well, in South America, and not just. I mean, it had one of the biggest oil industries.
Yep.
And it's gone to shit.
Yep, that's communism for you.
Yeah.
And before anybody chirps, this is real communism. They took the means of production and gave it to the people, and look what the people did. You know what I mean? People can't be trusted because again, we're all scum.
Yeah. Yeah, we're corruptible. Power corrupts us. Money corrupts us.
It's just I don't think this one's going to be as funny for me and in my perspective that the last one was, because the last time all these protests happened in Venezuela, you had that general that fucking stole a helicopter and was fucking giving communists free rides outside of it. And again, it's kind of mean and ignorant, but I fucking loved it. I thought it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I found it kind of funny that 45 is supporting this guy.
Yep.
Right? When there's so many people in his own country who don't support him.
Yeah.
I was just like, But whatever. Governments around the world, Canadian government also supports this new.
Yep.
I mean, can you even call him a president? Self-proclaimed president?
Oh, I mean, he's more of a president than fucking goddamn Maduro, because Maduro's a fucking flat-out dictator. So if this guy is even a fucking eighth more democratic than the fucking douchebag that's leading them now, then it's a win. It's a fucking win.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for power of the people and all that shit, but like, people are scum.
Yeah.
So like,
there's a lot of desperate people in Venezuela too. Right? Like, it doesn't make the news that much, but I mean, like they're trying to protest in the streets and they're being, beat and shot, and they don't have access to food in a lot of places, and and that's just food. We're not talking about medical or, like you said, sanitary products.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You can't even get them. Like, you can't even get them. You got to go black market for, like, a lady has to go to the black market.
Them out of scraps.
Or scraps, yeah. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, I'm not one of those fucking, oh, that shit should be free for women, like one of those dudes, you know what I mean? But it should be made fucking available. Like, it should be available.
Yeah.
But, it's fucked. And, it's crazy, too, because they just start to have, like, I don't want to say a booming tourism industry, but they're garnering a lot of interest from the the international community for that. And then the people got all aggro and fucking voted in a communist regime, and now they are pissed.
Yeah,
because I mean, again,
for it, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? This is the problem sometimes when you're like, we want to change.
Yeah,
change isn't always good.
Oh fuck no. Change sucks. It's hard. It's arduous. Like it's not fun. Like if it was fun, I mean, fuck, we'd be changing like economic strategies fucking weekly. You know what I mean? Like,
look how the change is working out in England with Brexit. So.
Right. But that's a big issue, though, is people will vote politically off of an economic strategy because they're too dumb to understand that politics and economics don't equal each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you elect somebody because they say all these great fancy fucking words that make you go, oh well, shit, you know, life's going to become easier. But then you realize that they can't run a fucking country. Like their politics are, you know, and then you end up with this. Like,
yeah. So I mean, we'll definitely talk more about Venezuela as things go on, but
Venezuela's
that John Bolton thing just made me laugh. And like just looking at him, does he not look like an SNL character? Yeah. Like he just like it just looks like just the way he looks. He just,
but most modern politicians do for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I guess. It just like that's the only note he took during this whole conference or whatever meeting, and that's like what makes me laugh.
I'm just kind of wondering though, like how many fucking like covert op fucking military coups need to happen in fucking South and Central America for that shit to finally get on track.
I don't know, because I mean, America's been dabbling in South America for decades.
They've been fucking that place up,
and
for
it's
years.
Going worse and worse. Yeah, the drug lords are in control of most of the countries, and
like so when do they get that one where they fucking succeed? Like, let's fucking get after it here, guys. It's goddamn embarrassing.
And look at Brazil just took a whole big step backwards with this new president.
Bolsonaro, Bolsonaro is a fuck that guy. Like to call him a cowboy is you know kind of false advertisement. That motherfucker is a cowboy. Like he don't give a fuck. Like
no, and he doesn't care about the environment. He doesn't care about indigenous peoples. He doesn't care about anything.
That guy is a.
He's gonna line his pockets, and that's all he's gonna do while he's there.
Well, I mean, I will say this, and I mean again, a little fucking weird, but so so within the first week of him being in power, So for a long time in Brazil, the cops weren't allowed to use deadly force against the drug cartels unless they fucking initiate it, right? Because everyone's fucking corrupt, and they try to do their best to fucking, you know, give the cartels a leg up. So within the first week, he fucking implemented this law, and essentially all it said is, if you have it, fucking use it. So this fucking gang of fucking Brazilian police end up with this fucking old defunct American Huey helicopter from the fucking Vietnam War.
Oh god! And
literally with that and just one dude in a fucking minigun just fucking decimated this one fucking drug lord's fucking like his convoy.
Yeah. His convoy.
Yeah, they caught this asshole somewhere in the fucking jungle, and one dude with a fucking gun and a guy flying a helicopter, and they did something that, you know, Brazil couldn't do for the last 20 fucking years because
I mean, you look at it and you think that's great. Yeah, right. Let's get rid of some drug people, but now the worry is, what about when it's some innocent people driving in a medical convoy?
Because you put this legislation in fucking play, man. So if the cops like, oh well, fuck, man, we have RPGs and these people are just protesting the price of bread. Well, let's fucking blow them sky high.
Yeah. Or, you know, like this guy says he literally doesn't give a shit about the indigenous people there. Like, so we're talking about like tribes that have not had contact with, you know, modern man. Oh, well, you know, and they're not moving and they're on the land we want to raise some pigs on. Yeah. Kablammy.
Oh, yeah. That's like this guy. Yeah. Bolsonaro is a fucking threat, man. Like, he's a threat. But it's the hard right's rising. Like, it's fucking rising.
It is globally.
Like, people are really into isolationist and kind of like genealogical fucking like politics right now, right? Like, you even look at Poland. It's the same fucking thing. Like, I don't know too much about the leader of Poland, but I know he's another fucking like cowboy. Like, this guy just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, especially in like these Eastern Bloc, you know, they used to be the Soviet Eastern Bloc, and you see it rising, and you're like, you don't remember like 3 decades ago only.
Exactly. Well, and that's the funny thing about like Poland, right? It's like 3 million fucking people. Just one group of people were fucking taken. You know, like, what the fuck? Like, you guys have very short attention spans.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like this rise of far right politics worldwide is very concerning. It has to be, like, for anybody that actually cares about fucking freedom and democracy. Like, you can't.
And we're seeing it in our own country. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about Canada, where everybody says it's one of the most liberal countries in the world, and you know.
Well, I mean, even our fucking most right politicians are still liberal. Right? They're still pretty fucking liberal.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think there's anybody really running in Canada I mean, there's some people running their mouths, but there's no one fucking running for office that's talking about taking away fucking marriage equality or anything.
No.
Right?
Even this Maxime Bernier is not that crazy.
No, Bernier's a dickhole, but like he's not a fucking monster.
I'm you know what? I'm not rooting for him, but I'm okay he's there because he'll siphon away votes from freaking Scheer, who I dislike so much.
That's what I keep fucking telling all my conservative buddies. They're all they're all up the goddamn Bernier train, and I get it. I don't mind Bernier myself. I'd vote for him if he had a hope in fucking hell of winning, but he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't. And yeah, like I said this since he started, like the People's Party of Canada or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
That he's just going to split the conservative vote, giving us another 4 years of Trudeau at, just a fucking harder minority to fight. But whatever. That's fucking politics for you.
It is. It absolutely is. And, this is the thing about Canada. We're not just a two-party system, right? We got 3, 4, 5, 6.
Fucking infinity. Like, it doesn't matter. We could, like...
We should start our own party.
Yeah, we could. But, I mean, I don't think we would agree on a platform.
It's true. It's true.
Pretty hard.
Yeah. I remember back in the day when people were in the marijuana party, and that was, like, scandalous.
Yeah.
And now marijuana is legal in Canada, so...
Little fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn.
So I guess they're not I guess they don't need a party anymore. Mission succeeded.
Yeah. Thanks, boys.
Yeah. These were the real freedom fighters.
Yeah. I really appreciate what you did for the cause.
They should be on all the stamps.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Erect a statue to them.
Yeah, well, yes. It's fair enough. You don't like fucking Sir John A. Like, let's fucking...
Yeah.
Fuck,
but not that guy. Not that guy.
Yeah.
The Prince of Pot.
Oh, Emery? Yeah, he's a cocksucker.
And then he has some sort of sexual harassment scandals just coming out about him.
Yeah, with a minor or something like that.
Yeah.
I've hated that guy for years. Like I've said before, I've always hated stoner culture. And that guy just fucking oozed that, like, just cringy fucking stoner.
Yeah, exactly.
Bullshit.
You can enjoy your pot. You don't have to be, you put your weed in it.
Like everything. Like, just everything about him is just so fucking cringy. Like, cool, man. Like, you like pot. So do I. I don't.
Grateful Dead.
Like, yeah, right? Like, I don't fucking rub my dick and fucking pot balm everybody. Like, shut up. I don't fucking care. Like, I don't care.
But it keeps your sack so nice and warm and smooth.
And smooth, yeah. No, I don't care. Fuck out of here, you fucking weirdo.
So let's talk about a story before we end the show. This is kind of a sad story, but okay. So we have a story. Her name is Sherelle Powell. She got notice that her brother was in the hospital and he was dying. He was brain dead from a narcotics overdose.
Okay.
She went there for 2 weeks. The doctors told her, you're going to have to take him off life support, blah, blah, blah. So she finally did. She relented. Her and her family said goodbye to their brother and, goodbye, Freddie. We'll miss you, blah, blah, blah. Took him off life support. Found out afterward that, in fact, her brother was not dead. He was in incarceration. And the person that she pulled the plug on was also a man named Freddie, just not her brother.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
how do you live with that, eh?
That's so horrible.
Okay, so not only do you have to be like, oh my God, I mean, look, this other man, Freddie, was not going to wake up. He was brain dead. So I mean, he did a humane thing. She didn't have the right to do that, but they still can't find his family at this point. So,
that's amazing.
But when she went to the prison to see her brother in jail, he was like, you were going to pull the plug?
Well, yeah.
You're in I gotta live with knowing your sister would kill you.
I mean, it's hard enough to fucking live knowing a brother that's a fucking criminal. Like,
yeah,
you don't have you don't have a leg to stand on here, bud. Sorry, not fucking sorry.
Suing the hospital, of course, for her suffering and I mean, I guess she's got a case now. I didn't see this in the article. I read this in comments, so I take it for what it's worth. They said that they'd read another article where her and her sister were like, that's not our brother. And they're like, yes, it is your brother. It's him. It's him. He just looks different because he's in tubes and neck braces and stuff. I
mean, I could see it. I could see it happening. Like, I really could. And it's tragic. Like, I don't mean to laugh, but that's fucking funny. Like,
well,
that's
like
funny.
The horror of it. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, you signed somebody's death warrant that,
Because, like, I would do it. Like, if it was ever up to me, ever
brain
up
dead,
to me.
not leaving them on life support.
No, like if ever somebody gives me
please,
power of attorney,
if I'm like that, please don't leave me on life support.
Like I'm pulling the plug. Like fucking 100 out of 100 times, I'm pulling the fucking
Take
plug.
this clip, and if my husband tries to keep me on life support, you play this clip and say, Jackson said, take me off.
No, absolutely. So like I get it, but I mean, fuck, that's funny.
Oh my gosh, I just can't even imagine. Like you get your mind, because I mean that's a hard thing. Like we just had somebody we both know, whose family member had to go through that and make the choice to pull the plug on a family member, and it's hard. Horrible. Yeah. It was horrible, and nobody's making light of that. Like she really did go through an emotional turmoil to do that, of course. But I mean, I don't know if she necessarily, does she deserve a check?
I don't think so. Like, would she have asked for money if it was her brother?
Exactly.
Right? Like the hospital.
Shouldn't she should be happy her brother's alive? That's the reward in itself.
Like the hospital owes some people some money. You know what I mean? Like but it just ain't you.
Well, she should kind of be glad she's not going to get the bill from the hospital now.
Yeah, really. I imagine euthanasia drugs for people are pretty expensive.
Well, and 2 weeks in intensive care.
Yeah, fuck.
That's not cheap. Jeez, though, eh? I can't even imagine.
It makes sense. Like, it really does. Like, you'd have to imagine that there's, like, thousands of, like, clerical type errors like that. You know what I mean? Like, this one just ended up having the wrong person and ended up fucking murdered. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. I mean, he had the exact same name, too. Yeah. So he had a social security card with the same name, and her brother had previously been in the same hospital.
Okay.
So that's why they called her. She was his emergency contact. They just thought it was him. I mean, it's completely understandable how this accident happened. It wasn't like, Arthur Smith showed up at the hospital and they gave, John Peterson. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it was the same name. Yeah. They looked very similar. They're the same race. He had the social security card that said the name, and the dates were a little bit off. But I mean, like you said, clerical errors happen.
Yeah, that happens. Like it's a part of the world. Except this time somebody died.
And look, hospitals are, like we just said, hospitals are understaffed and overworked. Yep. And mistakes happen.
Mistakes happen. I mean, fuck. It's called an accident for a reason, not on purpose.
It happened with the Humboldt kids. Remember? The family had been told their son had died.
Yeah.
And he was alive, or vice versa. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah. So I mean, like.
Oh, it absolutely happens. Absolutely fucking happens. But you don't deserve money because of it.
She'll get a settlement because it'll be easier to settle.
Well, absolutely.
Than go to litigation or to court, but
depends on how fucking poor that bitch is. Like I would just hire if I'm a hospital, I gotta have like high powered lawyers on fucking retainer.
Just get Celino and Barnes and.
I don't know. Well, yeah, because if they take your case, that means you're fucking guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
They're fucking bunch of highway robbers.
Yeah. I want to say something before we left, and I forgot what it was I want to say because it was like another crazy story, but now I can't remember. I guess it wasn't that important. But it was another kind of weird story that was coming out. Oh well. So I guess we'll end the show. We got a couple minutes left. Let's stretch it out, Arthur. Nothing left to talk about. Yeah. So I'm gonna watch The Masked Singer tonight. Have you watched any of it?
I caught a bit of it the other day, just flicking through the channels, and I mean it's pretty dumb.
It's so bad, but it's like so compelling. I love it.
I'm pretty sure the one dude was Chuck Liddell.
Oh, you think so?
I think.
Which guy?
I have no idea. Like he looked like a Viking, maybe. I don't fucking know. Like again, I just saw it in passing. I turned the channel on.
You're probably talking about the guy that already got booted off. That was Terry Bradshaw, which I called immediately.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what I was thinking it was. I knew it was some type of fucking washed up athlete.
Yeah.
Like he just had washed up athlete in his voice.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as I heard him sing, I'm like, that's Terry Bradshaw. And then it ended up being Terry Bradshaw, so I called that one.
But yeah, I'm tired of that style of show. You know what I mean? Like that fucking the panel of fucking like I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
I'm so
And the problem
done
is
with
the
it.
judges, when Nicole Scherzinger is your smart judge, you know you
Yeah.
have something wrong in your but they brought Joel McHale in for 2 episodes as a celebrity guest judge.
Yeah.
And he was great.
Yeah, I seen
the best
that
part.
That was one of the ones I saw. Joel McHale was on
He
there
was
with
the voice
it.
of reason. He's like, this show is bonkers, and
Yeah,
it is.
It's stupid, like it's dumb, but
Oh, I love it. It's
people,
so bad. It's
yeah,
amazing.
people eat it
I
up,
can't wait
right?
for season 2.
Fuck.
I'm already casting season 2.
Yeah,
But within like minutes of that show airing, each show, people had guessed literally who everybody was.
yeah, that's not surprising. Like that's not surprising at all.
But they did really bad clues, like with Tommy Chong. They literally he said, "Oh, it's something about Up in Smoke," and we're like, "Come on, Tommy Chong." Scott was right away. It's Tommy Chong.
Yeah,
it was.
Well, I mean, people underestimate people's intelligence levels nowadays because everything you see on like social media or anything is just people like just the dumbest fucking people saying the dumbest fucking things. So you can't really blame TV producers for being so fucking
part
blatant.
of the problem with this too is because only a couple producers know who everybody is.
Yeah.
That the celebrities themselves wrote a lot of their clues, and let's face it, most celebrities are not that smart.
Oh no, they're definitely not. They're absolutely not.
I'm gonna expect tonight Tori Spelling is going to be revealed. So
and that's another reason why I refuse to watch these types of shows. I don't. Why is this bitch a thing still? No one cares. Nobody fucking cares. 90210 was 30-something fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. You're not relevant.
She shouldn't be on the show. Her and like LaToya Jackson, they're horrible. But I mean, like, they got like some like people, like in my opinion, like everybody knows who Terry Bradshaw is. That's like,
I mean, I guess, yeah.
And they have the other person who nobody's gonna know is Rumor Willis.
Yeah, like why?
But I mean, like, I think T-Pain is one of these people. He's actually really good. I never heard him sing normally.
Yeah, auto-tune. Fucking auto-tune really fucked him over.
Yeah.
Because like once he got rid of that shit, nobody cared. Like,
well, and that's why he calls himself a monster. He's calling himself the monster. He says because people say he's a monster, and I guess because he brought in auto-tune and ruined the industry.
Oh, he definitely did.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't bring it in. Auto-tune's been a fucking thing forever. Like literally.
I believe from Cher.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So like everyone knows Alanis Morissette as this like fucking rock star chick, right? But she wasn't. She started out as this fucking
never
cringy,
too hot, never too cold. Take your best shot. Too hot to hold.
Exactly. This cringy fucking pop star, right? And then I'm watching the retro music video station the other day, and that came by, and you could blatantly hear the auto-tune. Like it's just there.
It's so funny because I remember when You Want to Know came out, and I'm like, is that the same Alanis Morissette? What?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Uncle Joey broke her heart. She fucking went hard.
Oh my God, she did. That's a great album. Every song on that album is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
There's not a lot of albums I'll listen to every single song.
Yeah, if your fucking spouse is cheating on you, listen to that fucking album, man, because it'll fucking like you
throwing his clothes out the window
or
torching her car.
Nobody makes music like that anymore. I was talking about that. Like nobody makes that like kind of like that exact thing like that. You throw your old man's fucking clothes on the lawn type R&B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I miss that. Like I miss that level of just like I don't even know how to describe it.
You're right. There's not like the rage in music is gone.
It's gone. It's
all about like scissor and
that and collaboration. Everyone, I got mad respect. I got mad. No, stop. Like stop. That guy cheated on you, and I want to hear fucking like angsty music because of it.
Yes, I love that. I mean, I've never even had a breakup like Alanis Morissette went through, but frick, you know what? When You Want to Know comes on, I blare that shit.
Yeah, you feel it.
Good. And I sing it. By the way, I have the funny story to tell before we end the call. We were talking about that song, and Marley, for years, because she would listen to my music, of course, she thought that when Alanis Morissette was singing about the cross-eyed bear, she thought it was cross-eyed bear. And she didn't understand what that had to do with the song, which, she didn't understand what the term cross-eyed bear because we're not very religious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she probably doesn't even know who Dave Coulier is either. So
no, I don't think she knows who Uncle Joey is. No.
Yeah, well, he's a heartbreaker.
I raised her right. She does not know who Uncle Joey is. Okay, so thanks for listening. We'll be back on Monday, I would assume.
No, I won't be here.
Oh, what do you got? More Leafs tickets?
Yes.
Oh God, this guy can't go to a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Friday game.
I like hockey.
Why can't you go on a Saturday?
Because I get tickets for Mondays.
Easily. So we may not be here if Ryan's, still got dengue fever.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Have a good day at time of the game, and see you whenever.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.